Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. So I hope you've had a wonderful week and thanks very much for joining me. So we're doing this from Monday the 29th of July through till August the 4th of August, Sunday the 4th of August. So how I work is I call in my guides, or those in spirit who love me, ask them to give you what you're needing for the upcoming week, any tips, techniques, exercises which may come along with that. So if you just give me a second, I'll just seal off, tune in, call my guides in, and if you like this content, if you listen to this, really appreciate it. If you like this, subscribe and share it around to other people. Yeah, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So I'll just call everyone in and get started. Okay, this is quite a cool one, and it's quite easy, but it's kind of not to actually do. It's called, something I actually learned in uni when I was doing counselling, and it's about the miracle question. Now, the miracle question is, if you were to wake up tomorrow and everything in your life was perfect, what would that be? What would that look like? What would be going on? Now, what they're talking about is doing the miracle question, but instead of going into enormous amounts of detail in different ways, sort of skim through, this, pull out some things. What would that, what would your day look like? What would the world look like from then on if everything was just perfect in your life? And then what to do is to really narrow it down. And they're saying pick a first, second and third. So the first, second and third are priorities. And the first priority is something that is different in your new life, in your new world, but it's easy to be able to implement. So, they're having a poke with me here, which is what I was about to say. Just say you wanted to get up a little bit earlier in bed and, do a little bit of exercise, have some time to yourself, do some meditation, whatever it is. They were laughing about me getting up a little bit earlier because I'm not much of a morning person. But this is something in which you actually can implement quite easily if you want to. And it doesn't need to be, another half an hour or hour earlier. It could be another 10 minutes earlier. And and they're saying too, when that alarm goes off 10 minutes earlier, don't just keep hitting snooze. It's about going, okay, well, I set it 10 minutes earlier for a reason. Boom, I'm just going to get out of bed right now and, grab a juice, make a drink, whatever you do first thing. And then with that 10 minutes, it's about going, okay, what is something that you can do right in the morning to help you to be on a really beautiful level for the rest of the day? It could be some stretching or exercise or meditation. It could be affirmations, or it could be you just have some quiet time yourself. Could even be something like you get up and you clean up the house a little bit for 10 minutes. So you're actually not rushing during the day. Whatever that thing is. But they're saying, so the first thing is something, all three of these priorities are very easy, but it's about picking the three things and then saying, okay, I'm going to do this first one for the next month. And they're saying once you hit around about a month, then what will happen is if you actually want to do this and want to change, it'll start to just become normal in your day. Once you do that month, then you actually, go back to your second priority, go through the exercise again, and then actually ask yourself, okay, what is this priority, this second priority, is this still relevant? Or is there a different one that is more relevant in my life right now? And they're saying that as you start to implement these small changes, your priorities will start to change slightly. And this is a really beautiful representation of growth, that you're expanding, that you're growing, and that you're going into new things. And they're, you know, what I keep hearing from Spirit, and they're telling me what some of the people out there might be thinking or saying is, well, how is implementing one really small thing going to actually change my life? And the thing is, it will, because it's about creating a catalytic change in your life. It's about removing yourself from a particular routine. It's about embodying that routine with some more positivity, with something that's a priority, with something that is easy, that's fun, something that is very attainable to do. And if you kept doing this every month, they said, well, if you do it over a year, there might only be 12 small changes. But what's going to happen with those 12 small changes is they're going to ripple out into medium-sized changes, into large-sized changes, into very large changes. The beautiful thing with this is it's going to happen at a really nice, gentle speed and gentle way. If you have dramatic changes in your life that you're trying to implement, a lot of the time these don't stick because they're dramatic. But if you start doing this in a subtle way and just start doing little bit by little bit, before you know it, you're in a completely different space. You've actually changed a lot of things about yourself, about your life, about your thinking, about your habits, about the way you see yourself. But it's happened very seamlessly and easily. You're not having to put pressure in that. And the other thing with this is to congratulate yourself. You know, if the thing is getting out of bed 10 minutes earlier, when you do get up and you do start getting sorted and whatever you do, actually just stop for a second, say to yourself, wow, this is awesome. I've actually gotten up. I've actually done this. Really, really cool. And what you can do is actually spread out that time a little bit more. Make it 15, 2 weeks later. Make it 20 minutes earlier, another 2 weeks later. Whatever that thing is. But these small incremental changes are really going to build upon very large changes. And because they're telling me too that people often overestimate what they can do in a short time, and they underestimate what they can do in more of a medium to long term, in a 6 month, in a year, in 2 years. And you might sort of look at that and go, wow, 2 years is a long time. But actually, if you're over the age of, sort of 25, 2 years actually isn't a long time. So when you're a bit younger than that, 2 years does seem a bit longer because, well, you just haven't experienced as many years on the planet. That's all it means, just different. It's not better or worse in any way, but you're able to have a bit more perspective. Now, with this too, another thing, it's about doing it joyfully. It's not about doing something that is hard work or doing something that is really, you have to pressure yourself and it's like, really difficult. That's why they're saying easy changes within this. And you'll find that when you start changing yourself or changing a particular dynamic or way of doing things, your identity starts to change, then your relationships around you start to change as well. There's a really beautiful flow-on effect. So what are you going to do? Why not? On Monday, I'm going to put down something that I'm going to do. And so, I invite you all to write down what are you going to do. So we can just have a bit of fun with this and share it with one another. Okay, beautiful. So I'll just get on with the weekly reading. So Monday. Okay, so same thing. This is about change again, but they're saying that there's more old souls on the planet at the moment than there's ever been. And what's happening, this is kind of about Monday, but it's just kind of about, just stuff at the moment. That there's this real push to wanting to do, to needing to succeed, to wanting to change, to create change. They're saying too that sometimes there's so much pressure, you put yourself under so much pressure to change massive amounts that you're not actually allowing yourself to go through that flow. All you're feeling is the pressure, and you're trying to do 20 things at once, which aren't really healthy for you and aren't really working for you. So Monday is about sitting back, and it's about sort of being more articulate and more focused about what you're doing. It's about being clearer and more mindful about how you're going through the day and the changes that you want to create through the day. And we're getting on to Tuesday. So Tuesday is about about listening to, when you do these changes, about listening to where your mind goes. Okay, so everyone's got a default position that they have in their mind. Everyone's got a particular sort of flow, identity, thought process, whatever you want to call it, that we all kind of reside in. And everyone's is very unique, it's very different. But just say, you start to go, oh, I'm going to get up this week, I'm going to start being fitter. I'm going to start doing a bit more exercise on a consistent, regular basis. Now, the first thought that might pop in, or that mind shutter, that default setting might be, well, you've tried this 100 times and it hasn't worked. Well, you've tried to, get more in shape before and you haven't stuck to it. And it's really about using that as leverage. So it's about being honest and clear about where your mind actually went to, and about hearing what is going on. And also it's about using that as a sort of step or a leverage to go, well, what if I did do the opposite of that? What if I just allowed that thought to have space, didn't put any more energy into it, and went, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to put more focus, more energy into the fact that I'm actually doing this, and congratulating yourself about this. So it's about recognizing where that default position sits within your mind on the Tuesday, and it's about being kind, being generous, and being forgiving to yourself about this, and allowing yourself to re-navigate where your energy is going. So we're getting on to Wednesday. So also too, so Wednesday they're talking about your heart, and they're saying that as you're going through the week, they're saying Wednesday's a good day because it's sort of in the middle. And they're talking about the separation that occurs between where your heart is, where you are actually heading, and where your mind's heading. So this Wednesday, but they're saying any Wednesday, it's a really good time to check in with yourself and to say, okay, have I been kind to myself? Have I been able to re-navigate where I am and align my heart and my head into the one place? Are we both on the same team here, and are we both working towards the same goal? Or is your heart saying, I really want to go out, catch up with some friends, have some social time, do some meditation, go and have some fun, have a shopping spree, whatever it is, because you're just really vibing on that, and your head's coming up with all these excuses about why you shouldn't be doing that, or you should be doing something else. But if you follow the joy that comes with this, and you just do this very mindfully and step with the energy which is uplifting, which is bringing you to that really beautiful, easy, sparkly and smooth place within yourself, it's going to make the process a lot easier. It's going to align up your head, your heart, your body, all these sorts of things. But it is going to be something which is going to be a practice you need to do consistently, to really do. Doing it once is great, but if you do this practice 100 times, it's just going to start to become embodied into who you are and your personality. So we're getting on to Thursday. So yeah, Thursday I can feel some restriction around speaking. It's around speaking up, actually. So this is around you speaking up around your truth. If there's something pissing you off, or there's something which is not working and you don't feel like you're aligned within this, it's not making your heart sing. It's not about being aggressive or anything like that, but it's about being honest about what you do want, honest about what has happened or what you're not getting. Then it's about speaking up possibly to some other people, but it's also about you speaking to yourself, and then taking some really nice, gentle steps, action towards creating that. Or if it involves somebody else and the way you're being treated, it's about speaking up, calmly, and just saying, okay, this is not cool, didn't like this, whatever that was. Then if it happens again, it's about actually nipping it in the bud, saying, mate, I spoke to you about this, and this is not cool. Just doing this really nicely, and nice and calmly and grounded, and just cutting it then and there, but being upfront and really asserting your boundaries. And so boundaries are getting onto Friday, actually. This is a good one. So they're talking about boundaries and how sometimes we create limits for ourselves, that we're almost trying to do too much at once. And then when we create a limit or a goal or a focus that is quite a large one, and then we don't do that in the time that we've given ourselves, we start getting a little bit despondent, we start getting a bit upset with ourselves, we get frustrated with ourselves. Well, what about if you're able to go, okay, well, just say, here is the boundary I want to create, but in order to get to that boundary, I'm going to break it down into 10 boundaries to get to that point. My focus is here, but I'm just going to take a small step. Recognize when I've created that boundary. Again, do it again. This involves speaking up. It involves being aligned within your heart, within your mind, within yourself. And it's about you embodying your truth and just being really honest with what you're needing, what you're wanting, and what action you're going to take to get this as well. So breaking that down into smaller boundaries, smaller goals, until you reach that larger goal. And actually keeping track of this yourself. And it could be through, they're showing me a lot of people writing, or it could be that you give yourself a tick or a star whenever you do this, whatever works for you. But it's about you encouraging yourself and really being aware of all of the beautiful steps that you're making towards that. So we're getting on to Saturday. So they're saying Saturday is about having a play, like a play day. Go and have some fun. Enjoy yourself. If you've got children, it's a great excuse to take them to a park and jump on the swings yourself. And it could be about that kind of playing. It could be about doing an activity. It could be about lots of sort of things. Playing in the garden, playing with your oils, if you like oils, making sprays. It's basically about play. So Saturday is about allowing yourself to play in whatever format that may be. It's funny they just said that. They say, look, if you've got a partner, maybe you can have a bit of cheeky fun play with them as well. So this could, sky's the limit, mate. So this is about you enjoying yourself sexually, intimately, and having a bit more play, a bit more fun. If you do have a partner, or if you do have a lover, or somebody that you can do that with, and have a bit of fun with it. Just enjoy yourself. So Sunday. So what's Sunday about? I'm not getting much at all. I'm just going to ask, what are we doing on Sunday? All right, so I'm feeling quite grounded on Sunday. So they're saying too, Sunday is actually about a recap of what you've been able to accomplish during the week, about what you've been able to do. It's about grounding into yourself. it's also about not taking it too seriously at all. It's about enjoying yourself, having a bit of fun, but it is about being clear and mindful and actually recognizing the things that you have done really well. And it's also about recognizing the things that you may need to do with a little bit more attention, a little bit more awareness as well. So yeah, really, really cool Sunday. And they're saying, above all, make this an enjoyable and fun day and fun exercise. Because if it's not fun, if you're not getting something out of it, you're not going to do it again, really. So it's all about you, you know, creating the best you, creating the best life, creating, you know, the most amount of awesomeness that you can, you know, that you can create for yourself in that time and for the people around you. So thank you very much. Yeah, been a fun week this week. It's coming up this week, so thank you very much for letting me work with you. It was good. If you would like a session with me, if you'd like to gain some more clarity, some more alignment, or you're looking for more purpose within your life and within what you're doing, give me a call. We can have a consult. And it could be about a specific area, it could be about a whole bunch of different areas of your life. So yeah, all the links are below. More than happy to chat with you. Have a beautiful week and big love. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye.